Greetings everyone and welcome back to the town of Medusa's Raft in Rimworld, where during editing of the last two episodes I noticed one reason why we've not got A, any kibble, or B, any lavish meals. We simply weren't butchering people, so I've already unsuspended that, and looks like Jaradan's going to get down to work. Sorry Jaradan, I wish it was someone who didn't care, but well, you do. Now, over here I've actually had a change of mind. Oh, that's a superior chair. We're just going to install that and put it somewhere else. Is this a... That's also a superior chair. Good. We are going to use this area for storing drug-related items. So the actual raw resources, the plants, the likes, some cloth because we can use that to make med kits, which we are going to need in order to make a good hospital bed. And things of that like. But to that end, I'm going to have to push this back a little bit, I think, to create a little space for some extra stockpiles. So let's get that on the go. Bringing in more rocks. Always good to see. The grass growing there. Yeah, this little area is looking alright. Let's actually expand that out a little bit. Now, a couple of people have mentioned, well, why do you still have this area over there? It's because I like it. I like the idea. I've already explained why I do. Though, oh, someone gave me a good idea. I could make little alcoves in these walls and just have them as stockpiles for skeletons. I mean, it's not quite the same as having the fear object, but it's very tempting. So tempting. Is McFly sleeping yet? No, of course not, because this is a medical bed. Good. Good. If McFly gets too unhappy with not being able to sleep on his medical bed, then Dark Aavak will just go and stab him in the leg again, and then he can sleep on the medical bed. And I think that would be a good resolution to that particular problem. Oh, well, good for Dark Aavak, of course. Not so much for McFly. Right. Now, I'm thinking I could move this room around a little bit. We don't really need this anymore, so let's get rid of that, and also this, and we're going to reinstall this one over here in that little corner there, and I'm thinking we could then move this up there. Can I reinstall it? Oh, fantastic, I can. Good, 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 because then we can pull this wall in, then that'll be all nice and uniform. Also, my torches aren't there anymore. I don't like the fact that my torches aren't there anymore. That makes me actually quite sad. Please put the torches back. I can barely see the screen where I need to put the torches because it's so dark. Right, we've got a raid. A group of tribespeople from the Blue Hill Concord have arrived nearby. They will prepare for a while, then attack. Good, good. We're ready for you. Ooh, that's a lot of you. Fantastic. We need more human meat. This is perfect timing, I must say. Really? We got a drop pod of hay grass. Ah, Rimworld. You do enjoy trolling me. You do. They are on the move, though, and I'm not liking where they're on the move to. Amberlina, where are you off to? You're collecting some just random scrap. Okay, well, I'll allow this for the time being, but I am a little bit concerned. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to get back quickly. We've now triple-thicked these walls, which is good to see. You all heading back? Good. Amberlina's drawing a little bit close. A little bit closer than I would like, frankly. Oh, incoming. That's fine, it's fine. They're just going to take a few pot shots and they're going to leave. Actually, Balthazar, you know what I could do, Balthazar? You could go over here. And you could take a few shots yourself, couldn't you? In fact, you could do it from here, I imagine. And then we'll retreat you back to the base. There we go. Balthazar will take a few shots here and there. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll just run away. Perhaps from here? There we go. Though they have spied you. Time to pull back, Balthazar, because they're on their way. About there will do. Can you take a shot from there? Yeah, I think so. Pop. And you missed. Really? Dolphin's there. His big old head just there waiting. Well done. Where did you hit him? You hit him. You shot his arm off. Well done. Very well done. In fact, I approve. Approve enormously. This should draw out some more as well. Yeah, they've spotted you. Take the shot. Well done. Now pull back. And in fact, let's get back inside. Let's stop teasing them. That's kind of mean. Go ahead. What are you doing? What? Oh, you're bringing in blocks. Okay, well, I suppose so. It looks like you really want to make some sandstone blocks at the moment. Very well. Right, so this work still needs to be done. We do need a better place to store all of these things. Let me make sure that I've set this up to allow stone chunks manufactured. I'm going to allow you to have stone. Okay, that isn't there. Stone blocks, yes. Okay, so there we go. What priority is this? I'm going to make this a preferred... Well, actually, no, I'll leave it on normal, I think. We don't need to rush that one. But there we are. We've got some human meat in there. We've also got some human leather outside. We're making some kibble. Good times are these. Very good times are these. Over here, things are going quite well. We've got a lot of meals there. And generally speaking, things seem to just be slipping into place. I'm very pleased. Very pleased indeed. Now, when are they going to attack? They're just kind of hanging out there. Not enormously happy with this, but I guess we'll just have to put up with it for now. We need a lot of components to make the drug lab. Hadn't really factored that in, I'll be honest. Hadn't really factored that one in. Right, they are beginning their assault. Very well. Let's get everyone into your defensive positions. Go, 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 go. Now, at this point, not entirely sure that I need everyone to be far out over here. Sleepy Joe, yeah, your machine gun is amazing, so I actually would prefer that. You're moving out. Nebula Bomb is moving up. We've got our close quarters fighters in a decent position. How far out can your gun is actually really short range, so I would like you down there instead. And then Dewdrop can move up. Go there, Dewdrop. Thank you. There we go. Actually, it's kind of a useless place for you, isn't it? How far does your gun go? It's got a good old range on it. Well, Lisa, why don't you go and toggle on the main cannons? Actually, no, Veronica, you go do it because it isn't as big a problem for you because of your shield. Though, actually, the moment you do that, you turn your shield off, which is annoying. Right, that's one. Go take care of the other one, please. Thank you. There we go. They really don't stand much of a chance. They have to get through here first. Veronica, could you then make sure that... Oh, actually, I haven't toggled that one to be turned on. Veronica, could you go and take care of that for me? Would be very much appreciated. There we go. And... Ooh, it's got a nice light in there. Okay, now I'm worried about when... How much is this one going to shoot? Let's see what this one does, shall we? Well, it's not bad, actually. It's a long-range shotgun. Sleepy Joe, how badly wounded are you? You've been shot a couple of times, but you're doing a good job. Miss Minnie back there. Sleepy Joe, let's get you back in bed. Time for you to go and rest. Dark Aavak, go and stand in front of Miss Minnie. Lisa, you're good to go for now. Ambelina, good to go for now. Yeah, we just don't have enough points for you guys to be here. There's no need for it. I would prefer it if you wouldn't rush out there, though. If at all possible. I'd super prefer it if you didn't. Well done. Okay, well that's good enough. We don't actually care. Wow, those traps do a lot of damage. Actually, this is an opportunity. Nebula Bomb, head out. Miss Minnie, head out also. But everyone else, you are undrafted and can go about your business as normal. Nebula Bomb, you've already lost your quarry. Don't approve too much of that. Let's get everything brought in. There we go. Excellent. Panzer is making a getaway. They're gone. Never mind. You're good. I wouldn't mind getting a couple of better rifles. Honestly, I should probably change the way that we've got defensive structures and just let people come in and fight them here. We'll also turn these back off. I gotta remember to turn them back on. I do keep forgetting about that. Ram, well, hard worker and a pessimist. That's an automatic no. I don't need someone who's depressive. That's just a bad thing for this particular colony. It won't go well. Once we start chopping people up, it's just going to make you more and more and more unhappy. Alright, well, we're just passing a bit of time then. So let's speed things up, and I will bring you back when there is something to report. Okay, it looks like one of the problems that we have in terms of storage is simply that we've got so much money. Now that's a nice problem to have, but it is resulting in this area just being full of silver when it could be full of other things. And we are also starting to run a little bit low on steel. Now some of you may recall that I've decided that I would rather not just have branch mining all throughout this colony. That isn't something that I find particularly pleasing on the eye when the mountains are riddled with tunnels. So what we're likely going to do is send off a mining expedition, and that's probably going to be something we're going to have to do fairly soon. In fact, yeah, we are really out of easily accessible steel and also machinery, so we'll go and ruin other areas instead. That seems like a plan to me. We've got a fair old bit of human meat over there, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to suspend the butchering of peoples. But before we go, I want to solve this little problem we have just down here. And one of the ways that I think we could solve it is by having a dedicated treasury. Now the treasury, I would like it to be somewhere up here near all of this. But eventually I do want to have a 2-wide corridor going in this direction. So it needs to be built with that in mind. So now that I've done that, I've got that wall. That tile needs to be preserved. So the wall will be around here, and sure, why not? Why not make it in this little room? We'll make it quite a grand size as well. I wish there was a way that we'd easily condense down our money, and perhaps later on I'll have to expand it even further. That would be a nice problem to have, certainly. So that's one. That makes it a 4-wide room. Not ideal in my opinion, but it will be something we'll just live with. We'll get that set up there, and we'll start pushing that all the way through. We are making a little bit of steel here and there, thanks to all of the pods that have been crashing around, and they've left their mark on the landscape. But we do definitely need to bring that in a little bit more. I've got people on a fairly high priority for hauling though, so hopefully that will work out. How is our bear? Our bear is still not yet capable of hauling, and until it is capable of hauling, it just stays in here because that's the best place for it to be most of the time. But as you can see, things are getting a little bit out of hand. We've got so much stuff just all over the place, and we need to resolve this. But we do have a working comm console, which is going to be grand. Let's speed up time a little bit. Now, in terms of the people that we'll be sending out, everyone's in gas masks. Why? This colony has been going in a very, very interesting direction. And yes, I did notice everyone saying about how Miss Minnie and Dark Aavak were in bed with the gas masks on. You had your minds out of the gutters, you filthy animals, my lord. You need an infusion of tea, clearly, to restore your dapperness. But it may be worth us setting up a proper uniform for our colonists, and I'll do that kind of work off camera, I think, because it does benefit from me going through and having a real proper think about everything. And right now we don't quite have that. These can be hauled, but for the most part I want... Oh, damn it. Bloody walls. Let's get rid of that then. Oh, what just happened there? I think maybe Yoko took out a rabbit, perhaps? Yeah, it looks like Yoko went up and took out a rabbit over there. We've got a little bit of steel still. So we've got a little bit more that we can build with. But the main thing, really, this wall just randomly going through this area just to spite me, I tell you. Just to spite me. I'm not a big fan of these just random walls in the middle of a mountain. It just makes digging more difficult, damn it. But there we go. That is now sorted. So we're going to go ahead and place down a metal tile floor there. We are... gold. We could put gold in here, but no, actually, I'm not going to be going with that one. A plasteel floor, perhaps. This high-tech floor never gets dirty, and so is suitable for use in sterile environments. It also pleasing to look at in slick space age sort of way. Expensive and takes a considerable time to build. There's 8 plasteel and a component per. What? You're having a laugh. I'm not going to do that. I kind of want to, but I'm not going to because I just frankly don't have the components. So it looks like this is going to be a marble room. We could go... See, I've used that elsewhere. Yeah, you know what? There's actually a precedent for it being in here, so that's fine. Okay, have that like so, and then marble tiles going around at the front. Actually, no. The way I've done this actually necessitates me having these marble tiles all the way through. So let's set that up. Then we can build the walls around like so. We'll get a little wooden door there. Actually, no. This will be a plasteel door, damn it. I'm going to use that plasteel somehow. There we go. A plasteel door leading into our money room. It's going to be fine. It's going to be perfect, in fact. Then we need to get everything hauled out of there. What priority is this? It's fairly low priority. Okay, that's good. Do we want lighting in here? I mean, we kind of do. It is true. We want to be able to see our glorious, glorious money. So let's just run some power cables all the way along. We won't run it any further than that, though. And then we'll just pop in a single light right there. Then build out these walls. There we go. That should all be finished in just a moment. Perfect. And then finally, a stockpile area. And this shall be called the vault. Maybe it will be the first of many vaults. Clear all. The only thing we want in here, raw resources. Would it be in there? Silver. There we go. Store the silver in here. And I want this priority to be important. So it should be taken from other areas. In fact, I'm going to tell this zone to stop storing silver just to prompt it to get moved. There we go. Perfect. I like it. That's right. Get all of the silver moved over there, and then that clears up so much room for us to store other things. It's going to be perfect. I approve. Our silver room is so full. Our silver room is practically full already. We are too rich. Too rich. How's everything else moving? See, that has made a massive difference. Suddenly stuff is being shunted around. I'm pleased to see that happen. Very pleased to see that happen. Up here, we're still waiting, unfortunately. It looks like that's going to be something that's going to be a while. Okay, well, given that, I think it is high time for us to prepare a new caravan heading out then. So, this is going to be a mining caravan, so we don't need anyone who can talk. That's not a priority here. Nebula Bomb, Miss Minnie, and luggage are our primary miners. Would anyone there be capable? Yeah, luggage is a reasonable doctor. Okay, no one there is a decent cook though. I could send Dark Aavak across, I guess. He's not a particularly good miner though, and I'd rather have him here because he is a good worker. He does a decent job at the craft. I think I'm going to send Veronica on because she's a decent cook. Yeah, I think Veronica, luggage, Miss Minnie, and Nebula Bomb are going to be our mining caravan. Now, I think I'm going to have to send Wendy along for this one because we need someone who can haul a great deal of stuff. Nebula Bomb, stop doing that. Alright, so we want to head to the world. Again, this is just a mining caravan, so there are only a few things that we want to take with us. Oh, actually, one thing I want to check. Do I have my turrets still? I do not. That is a shame. That is a shame. I think I broke them down. That is a problem. Oh, well. It would be nice if I could just take some turrets with me. That would be a big help, but we're so out of steel right now. Right, well, given that then, I need to make sure you guys have got some decent weapons. You've got a decent one. Miss Minnie, what about your weapon right now? You're actually doing oh, sweet. Got married to Dark Aavak. Honeymoon phase. Low expectations. Opinion of my husband. Optimist. Spacious interior. Impressive bedroom. Feeling good. Comfortable. Ate without a table. Prosperous file. Lacks a body part. In a little pain. We butchered human-like. You're almost perfect except for that last part. Right. We'll be sending along Veronicorn as well. You set up okay. I mean, you know, a club isn't a bad thing for you to have because your melee is phenomenal. Alright, so Veronicorn, Miss Minnie, luggage, and who was it again? It was Nebula Bomb, and I know Nebula Bomb is well equipped. Okay, so everyone is already equipped. Everyone is ready to go. So, back to the world map with us, where we are going to form a caravan. Now, first and foremost, we want the people who are going to go along. Miss Minnie and Nebula Bomb and luggage. Let's get you out of here. We can take prisoners with us. No, they can carry things well. I can make my prisoners carry stuff. But no. Our Muffalo Calf can carry things for us, apparently. But no, we'll go with Muffalo 1, Murderous, Wendy. I can send the Grizzly Bear. Yes, the Grizzly Bear is going. It shall be one of your pack animals. It's going to be grand. I don't need to send them with much stuff. What I need to send them with is more, just a couple of meals really to get them through. Now, is there any way for me to work out what type of meal that is? There isn't, so I'm going to have to just send them simple meals or pemmican. Pemmican is better for its weight. We'll send you with 400 pemmican. We'll send you with a lot more than that then. I'll send you with all of the pemmican. And all 21 of the simple meals. That's all you're going to need for now. We'll send you with a decent whack of herbal meds. There you are. Other than that, I don't really think you need much. You know what? Sure, you can take the smoke leaf with you as well. Don't say I don't do anything for you. You are going to be taking the wooden chairs, the chest table, and that wooden chair as well. You're not going to be taking any of the bodies, as amusing as that is. No. I think I may have you bring along the grenades, so just in case you need them. Other than that, I think you're fairly good. You've got 84 kilos of items. I could have you take some sculptures, you know, just to pretty the place up a little bit. They're quite heavy, but the thing is, I'd have to bring them back, so no. Let's not worry about that. There's mining camps, and then there's mining camps, and this is going to be one of the former, not the latter. Maybe one day, when we've got loads of muffalos to haul all of our stuff, then we'll do that. But for now, no. I want you to be heading out to the northwest, please. Accept. And we should see the caravan forming, and once everyone is ready, they'll go off and get all of the items that they need to load you up with. So there we go. You're not going to have any, unfortunately, you're not going to have any weapons with you. That is a bit of a shame. I would really have liked that, but they're off already. It was that simple. That is amazing. Well done, well done. Have fun out there. Enjoy. It's going to be grand. I promise you. If a raid came through here right now, I would weep. Right, there we are. Caravan is ready. Let's jump to location. Now, this is a temperate forest. Let's have a look at the terrain. Time zone, stone type, blah, blah, blah. Does it actually mountainous? Yeah, this is as good a place as any for us to set up. So why don't we go ahead and immediately make a camp right next door. There we go. It's going to be a small map, which is mostly mountains. That's fine. We just need a little place for you to set up. In fact, there's a wall already pre-built down there. There's some machinery here. This is grand, though. We are going to need to set up a little home area right down here, I think. So this little area out here, 3, 4. Okay, this is home. And this is what I want you to all be right now. Go to home. And same with the animals, go to home. Well, actually, mostly the animals go to home. I guess you guys should all be unrestricted, honestly. Right, so we've got a little wall built already. We've got some trees outside. I should have brought some wood. That would have made the initial setup a lot easier. I should have brought wood. I'll bear that in mind for next time. But there we go. There's some animals on the map as well, so that won't be a problem. Got a nice steel wall there that I'm actually going to be pulling down, because this is literally why we're here, is to gather steel. So yoink that down for me, and we will then start the construction of our little area in here. No, don't sleep, you scoundrels. And none of you builders. Miss Minnie's the only builder. Well, for the time being, all of you can be builders, actually. I think that makes more sense. And yeah, that should be fine. So, there we go, good. Fantastic. We will have this little zoned in area. We'll expand the roof just out a little bit of a lip over the top. But they've decided that now is the best time in the world to snooze. You scallywags. Just scallywags you are. Let's see how they're doing back at main base. Things are going okay in main base. Doesn't look like we've got a trader nearby. I wonder if it'll alert me to that off camera while I'm at the other base. But I like the fact that I can see whether they're asleep or not. That is actually pretty good. And we are working our way through all of the food, which is fantastic. Why is there kibble being stored there, please? Really? Oh, drat. Well, I guess the kibble is just going to be a pain in the backside for now. Alright. We're sorting up all of our simple meals for the time being. Dark Aavak, you know, just wondering. You know, Miss Minnie is happy wherever she is and that the mining is going easy. They haven't yet woken up. Starving. What? That's just ridiculous. Okay, who's got the pemmican? Drop all the pemmican, please. There we go. Go and eat your numpties. It's literally why I brought you all with you. There we go. Good times. Can I remove these floors? Remove the floor tile. Let's see if I can actually get that stuff out. Yeah, I can. Fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to want with this little area, we're going to want a stockpile zone, and it will need to be an indoorsy stockpile zone, but it doesn't necessarily need to be in here. So let's have a stockpile zone, something like this. Just over there. It doesn't need to be a pretty good one. The only thing I don't want stored in here is that. Allow rotten. No. Go ahead, store everything in there for me. Priority important. And we will get to constructing more walls as soon as people start moving things over. So we want this kind of there, across, and there. There we go. We'll also want roofs over this area too. So something along those lines. Get to work. Fantastic. There we are. Excellent. We'll get a little wooden door right there and there. Okay. Now we're going to want some power, so hopefully that steel that we've got will be enough for us to set up a solar panel on a battery maybe. No, not quite enough steel. How much steel we got? Yeah, just a little bit shy. That's a bit of a shame. Never mind. I mean, they can get by with torchlight, I suppose. For that, we'll go ahead. We'll set up a single torch in here, in the rocky part, because, you know, don't want to put it too close to the walls. That is dumb. Then we'll dig this area out in here. We'll also dig this little area over there because, you know, it's going to annoy me otherwise. Finally, research bionics. Discovering the concept of very small motors and circuits, new possibilities for better prostheses are now open to us. Right, let's have a look at what else we're going to research next. Surrogate organs we could go for. Rib replacement would be fantastic for us. Absolutely fantastic. And I think we might want to have a look into that. Yeah, okay, rib replacement is what we're going for next, because that one really starts opening things up. There we go. We'll just make this little camp nice for starters. Furniture. Actually, no, more floors. We'll have some wide wooden floorboards in here, I think. And over here we'll have some barn floorboards in there. There we go. Let's get everything going. I'm going to do more wood chopping. I'm going to have to remember to bring back, an initial supply of logs next time. Definitely going to have to do that. We want more barn floor there, and then wide wood floor in here. Perfect. And I guess there's not much I can do there. I don't have bricks, unfortunately. So it's just going to have to be a dirty entryway. Perhaps next time I'll also remember to bring in some carpets, just so that I can set up little rugs on the outsides. Now, this is going to be our base, so we do need to protect ourselves, because it's a very, very small little area, this. So, with that said, let's start looking at building it. I mean, I don't even know if there's going to be much steel here for us. We're going to all this effort to set up this area, and it might be a complete wash. But it's fun, damn it, or at least it is to me. Now, we could go ahead and set up a basic little area over here where people have to approach and get attacked from. We've got enough steel to set up some initial defenses. Do we have enough to build a stonecutter's table? Where would you be? Yeah, we do. I could make some stone bricks. We'll wait. We definitely need to get some branch mining going first. So let's start the branch mining off now. There we go. Leave 2 gaps between. Branch that out. And at this point it can go down a little ways, something like this. We'll actually, thinking about how big this map is, we're going to be through this probably before we really need to start worrying about raiders or anything like that. So might be worth me just getting this set up and off to a start right now. In here we are going to want some beds though, so let's get those going. We've got 4 people here, so we're going to need 4 beds. 1, 2, 3, and indeed 4. Can I move that? No, I cannot. That's fine then. I'll just get rid of it for now. Back down there, that up there, get rid of you. We are going to want a campfire. And we'll pop that. I'm going to say we'll have the campfire about here. And we'll roof over this area as well. Something along those lines. It's kind of nice having this little option because it makes it feel like I've got multiple colonies. I don't, and that's you can if you really want to, but I'm in no rush to have multiple colonies. But this does actually feel quite nice. I get the start of the game multiple times. Right now the pemmican is good. That's going to last us a while. Which of you has the meals? You've got a lot of pemmican there. One of you should have delicious, delicious meals, but oh, there we are. Drop the meals, please. We'll also build a simple cooler, a passive cooler in this room right there. It should allow us to keep this room cool. There we go. Let's get all of this sorted. Well done. All the wood being brought in. Very pleased with this. We do need a dumping stockpile. I'll bear this in mind in the future. We really didn't need nearly as much of a setup as I've made. There we go. Let's get all of that hauled, please. And from in the mines as well, because otherwise it's going to be a potch. There we are. Now, who is doing hauling? We've actually got 2 people who do hauling as a priority. But everyone does mining first. So let me go ahead and just cancel these for now. Like there. Just so that I can control and make sure that things are being hauled. Or actually, no. For the time being, I think it's reasonable for me to just give someone a hauling task of 1. I think that's a bit better of a way of doing it. And what we'll do is luggage is going to have the hauling task of 1. Because luggage. There we go. Get to work, please, luggage. Please and thank you. We're also going to want a little table in here. Right there, and some dining chairs. There we go. You know what? I'm actually really liking this. I'm unreasonably happy with this idea of us having this little mining camp set up and doing this in a more regular basis. We live in the mountains. There should be no shortage of iron for us. I mean, we might be unlucky sometimes, but overall, I think we're probably going to be okay. Miss Minnie, I would actually like you to be a priority 1 constructor for the time being, just so that we get everything sorted in this place. But that is probably going to be where we wrap up today's episode. We've got a little mining base. It's a humble thing. I may set up some better defenses, depending. I mean, ultimately, the biggest threat to us would probably be manhunter packs. And we definitely can do some things to try and deal with that. I'm going to put a door there as well, and another door up here, just on the entrances to the mines, just to make it so that it isn't necessarily a defensive problem for us. But I am going to draw a line across there and across there as well. We'll set up something around here, perhaps some sort of feeder system. We could even have wooden deadfall traps if we want to. And there's definitely a part of me that thinks that's a good idea. But that's going to be it from me for now. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll be joining you for the next. As ever, remember to like if you liked and sub if you haven't. But until next time, do take care.